Let me fucking scoot back a little so I don't punch the microphone.
Hey, come listen to our podcast, yeah. Please listen, it's a hitch. If you don't listen to our podcast, yeah, then you are a bitch.
Maybe that one. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Filmoscopy Podcast, a little show where three friends watch a movie and then we review said movie. Joining me today is my two co-hosts, Lance.
I'm always the first one you guys introduce.
Okay.
I'm over here
Cody?
thinking like maybe they're gonna do alphabetical order.
Cody?
Well, order.
Ogre? Ogre?
Ogre.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Ogre.
Cody, you want to say something? Goddamn?
Yeah, it's Cody next.
Yeah, I'm here.
There we go. And then my name's Owen.
Speaking of ogre, the scene in Shrek where they do the wrestling scene that we talked about, for about 10 minutes on our episode covering Shrek and Shrek 2, there's a bunch of wrestlers that were like commenting on it and calling the match and some shit like this. Like, yeah, Shrek gave nothing to those guys. Fuck him.
That is actually really funny.
He's like, Shrek's dropping them on their heads, doing like the jackhammer and stuff like that. It's like, no, fuck that guy.
Yeah, Shrek's a bad team player. Little asshole.
So Owen, you're gonna find this interesting, sir.
Yeah,
because I have found out more about this as I bought this. I went through a wrestling kick after the Chiefs' embarrassing rape of the Super Bowl that they were in.
Was it really that bad?
It was bad, yeah. So no matter if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, they don't make the playoffs, or they lose in the Super Bowl, whatever it is, or lose in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I always go through a wrestling kick. Because I used to be so obsessed with football, it was like year round. And then I was like, I got to have a break. So right when the Super Bowl ends, around February, going into March and now deep into April, it's WrestleMania season. So I'll watch like a lot of clips of the shows, and I'll watch the Elimination Chamber, I guess PLE now, but it used to be pay-per-view, and then watch WrestleMania, and then maybe a little bit after that, and then that's when I kind of fade off, and I'll find something else. And so I haven't been in a Star Wars kick since we actually watched the sequel trilogy and covered them, and I watched the original trilogy with Savannah. Or really, I watched bits and pieces of 4, and then showed her 5 and 6. So I hadn't been in at least 2 years, I'd say.
Yeah.
Been in a kick to watch Star Wars. And I saw online, I should have bought these when they first came out. But at the time, it was like a month later, my parents ended up getting divorced. I was going through a really rough time, and I discovered pussy for the first time around that same time with my girlfriend.
Feels like the first time.
No, it was definitely the first time. Anyway, so Star Wars, George Lucas, couldn't believe he did this, released on DVD the 2004 editions, re-released them like 2 years later, but re-released on a second disc the original theatrical version that was stripped straight from the 1993 Laserdisc edition. Laserdisc.
That's a cooler format.
You can it is, but you can definitely tell that if they should have at least like touched it up, like the picture, because the color's rough in some areas.
Yeah.
But I had never seen the original version of Star Wars and original version of Empire Strikes Back. I'll say this, after watching it, I understand why Lucas wanted to go back and fix some things, because it is kind of rough in some areas visually. But the Han Solo just straight up massacring Greedo was fucking awesome. I had never seen that original version. Every version I watched was either they're shooting at the same time, or then Greedo shoots first and then Han shoots first. He blasts through the fucking table and just kills them.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome. And then the Vader at the end of Empire, when he's leaving after like he cuts off Luke's hand.
Uh-huh.
He says in the retouched up versions that he goes, "Alert my Star Destroyer to prepare for my arrival," and then they re-showed the scene like from Return of the Jedi, where he like lands in the Death Star cockpit and they have people waiting for him. But he's pissed off when he's leaving. He says, "Alert my ship," or "Prepare my shuttle," or something like that. He's pissed because Luke escaped. I'm like, okay, that sounds a whole lot better. And obviously, the Boba Fett original voice, which sounds 1,000 times better than the redone voice, is on there. So that's cool. But I can definitely tell why Lucas wanted to fix the movies, because, like I said, the only versions I had ever watched were the special editions in '97, and then the 2004 DVDs, and unfortunately the 2011 Blu-rays. But so yeah, and you told me that you had the VHS tapes they released in '95, right?
Yeah, those last ones. Yeah.
Yes. I had no idea that Lucas was advertising at the time. This is the last time you can own the original version of these movies.
It's even on the like the, you know how they have the, on these VHS tapes, they're like some of the only VHS tapes. For some reason I can't remember, is it common for VHS tapes to have like previews? I don't think so, right?
VHS tapes do have previews, but that one has an interview with Lucas, right?
Yeah. There's like at the end, I think there's like an interview or some shit with Lucas, and he's like, but even then, the previews, there's like, they're advertising, they're like, "For the last time, get the unaltered originals on home video," you know?
Dude, that's fucking insane. Like, just in the context of the last physical release that Lucas sold of Star Wars was the Blu-ray editions in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
And from 1995, the unaltered version, to 2011, there's 3 different versions of the movie fixed in like a quote-unquote fixed in like a 16-year period, which is fucking nuts. And then he sells it to Disney. Because it's like, I didn't really, because I got it Christmas '97 is when I got the special editions, which is the gold tapes. And me and my dad were always confused because he didn't remember a Jabba the Hutt scene. And then we watched it in the movie, and it's like, damn, it looks fucking terrible. And then it's just weird. It's like 2 little sequences of Luke and Obi-Wan walking through a corridor, and then the streets of Tatooine to get to the Millennium Falcon. And it's like 2 screen cuts, and then they're there. There's no Jabba scene in the original cut.
Yeah.
So, which is interesting. I thought it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool to actually own the original versions. I was surprised at these DVDs. Like, one of them was brand new, unwrapped, and this thing's like almost fucking 20 years old.
Yeah, aren't they?
It's fucking insane.
Expensive
I got it for
as shit, like, because of they have.
Well, luckily for me, I got both of these were like $35 and $45. The brand new one was $45.
Yeah.
And there's a brand new Return of the Jedi. I didn't realize that I was buying a used one. I haven't got the used one yet. But a brand new Return of the Jedi was like for $45. So if this deal falls through on Amazon, I'll just get my money back and then just go buy that one, because I want to have all 3 copies just for fuck's sakes, But I thought it was interesting. It's like, I understand why Lucas, like, as someone who watched the newer versions first, then saw the original version, like, okay, I can see why he wanted to touch some of that stuff up. The story shit, like I said, Boba Fett's voice, Darth Vader's no, a hand not shooting first, that shit shouldn't have been changed, like, at all. Definitely the Darth Vader no. Most definitely Darth Vader no should have been not changed. That should have never been put in Return of the Jedi. Nah, that's fuck you. I don't want to talk about it. And then the Boba Fett voice should not have changed. But the Han Solo, the Han Solo kill, man. I mean, it's fucking brutal. I was surprised. Like, it's Cody. Like, it's literally a shot of Han's face, and then a blast coming from the table, and Greedo goes fucking down. It's so fucking cool, man. Yeah, I'm like, holy shit. Now I can see, like, the altered, like, time thing that he does with the puppet, and then the puppet goes down, which is just janky as fuck. It was cool as shit, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the fucking really bad puppets in the Jabba the Hutt dance thing in Return of the Jedi. I can't wait to get to that.
I don't remember them ever being that bad, except the lady, the weird frog-looking lady in the original. She's like she's like a marionette puppet, like a puppet on strings, and you can tell.
Yeah, I can't. I know you're gonna miss your boy. That's like,
Oh,
I love the guy's
yeah,
name.
he's not in there. The blue elephant guy is the.
Yeah. So real quick, Owen. Last thing, uh, I have to ask again. Have you ever changed your mind on Greedo beating Darth Vader's ass when they were kids?
Greedo beating. I thought the thing was is if Anakin knew Greedo as a kid.
No, they did. Anakin was kicking his ass in a fight because Greedo said he cheated in the pod race. Is a deleted scene in episode 1.
That's. I think my. I mean, it could be. I don't. I don't doubt it. I'm just saying. I thought it was stupid.
I mean,
Well, I'm just saying. So
if it's a deleted scene, it's not canon.
Yeah, it's not canon if it's deleted.
no, it is. No, it's in the Disney canon, guys.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Disney's gonna release a novel about it. That's gonna be the next spin-off movie, Greedo, a Star Wars story.
Look, so he's fighting this little Rhodanian. I can't say how you say the race's name. And he's like, Qui-Gon goes, "Why are you beating the shit out of him?" And he goes, "I'm like, I was pretty shocked for a kids movie." They said shit. And then he was like, "He said I cheated." He goes, "Well, did you?" He goes, "No." He goes, "Then it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter what anyone thinks." And so when the little Rhodian, sorry, that's what it is. He goes back to his friends in their native language is like, "You're gonna get in trouble one day, Greedo."
Yeah.
So it's like, Greedo and Darth Vader knew each other.
I looked it up, dude. It's on the official StarWars.com encyclopedia. So,
Yeah,
or
Cody,
it was.
get fucked.
It was the site. The site is defunct now, though. But it was on the official Star Wars encyclopedia. If you wanted to know.
How many? I'm just curious because I've seen it with the Mortal Kombat community.
Yeah.
I wonder how many like fan sites from Star Wars have been like shut down because of Disney. Like Disney doesn't want anything.
This site in particular was owned by. It was either operated by
Lucasfilm.
Yeah. They just took.
Oh,
They just
okay.
fucking erased this shit. There's this really cool game. I think on like StarWars.com or something. It was like this 3D game where you could play as like a. You could be like a TIE fighter or like an X-wing, and it was like a dog fighting game. It was pretty fun, but they don't have it up there anymore. One of the
Have you guys? I'm just curious. Cody's the gamer, like more so than both of us, but you guys are more so than me. Have you guys ever played any of in a game that had like you could fly as an X-wing or do the pod race, like that kind of like racing shit? Because I've never been good at that third person type of shit, and so I'm just curious if you guys
like the
have done
flight sims, or do you mean like the Star Wars pod racing?
Talking about
Like
two separate games.
yeah, like which one are you talking?
Well, no, I'm just saying in general. Like, have y'all
Oh.
ever played a Star Wars game where you had an instance where you could control that for a scene or
Yeah,
whatever?
I used to play.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Cody.
So sorry. Yeah, I've played Episode 1 Racer, which was a Nintendo 64 game, but they ported it a couple years ago to the modern consoles.
Mhm.
Yeah, I played that one
And
too.
I've also yeah,
I think
it's not
that might have been
bad.
that might have been like the first Star Wars game I think I ever played. And I remember I didn't as a kid I didn't really like racing games, so I was like this sucks. I was like I want to play Grand Theft Auto 3.
I never played it as a kid. I didn't play it until it was re-released recently. But my first Star Wars game was Super Star Wars on the Super Nintendo, and that game was hard as shit.
Yeah, dude, I can never
Oh,
I can
really?
never get past the first fucking. I think I have it over here in my pile somewhere. That and
Well,
the,
like for me,
Super Nintendo.
for years as a little kid, I'd always get stuck on the second level because you're in like the land speeder or whatever that thing is.
yeah.
And,
you had-
like it feels like you're just going for infinity.
I couldn't even beat the first level, but I really sucked at old games. I would always die to like the fucking big scorpion or some shit.
Yeah. As
Is that
far
the
as your
Darth Vader
X-Wing
Scorpion?
No, that's the other one. That's the NES one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
As far as your X-wing part of the question, yeah, I mean, I've played several games where you control an X-wing, the Battlefront games, Star Wars
That was on there,
Squadron.
wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Star Wars Squadron was probably the most recent one, from like 3 or 4 years ago, I guess. So
I think Cody, that Battlefront 2, that's the one you had, right, Cody? That I played with you at your old house.
yeah, the EA Battlefront 2 one. like the newer one.
Okay.
Yeah, the older ones
Um,
are who made was it just Lucas Arts that made the originals, right? No, it was Pandemic. It was Pandemic. That's who made it.
Was it Pandemic, or
and it-
was Pandemic working on the third one and then they ended up getting canceled?
Nah, Pandemic worked on both of them. They also worked on the third one too, and they got canceled. But I do remember it being Pandemic. Dude, those games rocked. Those were my favorite games as a kid.
Yeah, they re-released those I think last year.
Yeah, I heard the port was bad though, or something. There's something wrong with it.
I don't know. I mean, I messed around with it a little bit. I didn't. It's one of those games I played some on the PS2 back in the day, but I never got like super into it. So
PlayStation.
Cody, have you been interested in ever getting that Star Wars Bounty Hunter game they re-released?
I have that.
Oh, you ended up buying it?
Yeah.
What game?
Oh, okay. Have you played it yet?
Oh,
I
the
played
one,
some of it. Yeah.
the Jango Fett game. Yeah, I played that too as a kid.
Yeah.
I loved that game because I thought Jango Fett was cool.
They in part of the remasters they added in, like in the original there was supposed to be a secret, right, where there was a sign or something where it told you how you could unlock Boba Fett, and it was I think it was for like turning in all the bounties or something like that in the game.
Yeah.
And but they never actually put it in the original game, and for the remaster they actually went in and put that in. So if you turn in all your bounties, I think that's what you have to do. If you turn in all your bounties, you can play as Boba Fett.
So
That's dope.
that is.
I'm gonna eventually get that game. It's like I keep like, do I want to? Do I suck at that kind of shit? And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, there's probably some cheat code I could use because I fucking cheated the shit out of
You
Star
can
Wars
also
episode
just, you
one.
can also just turn it on a lower difficulty too.
Yeah,
so.
I don't remember it being that hard. I remember it being kind of confusing where to go in some levels, but that was about it. But in terms of
Yeah.
combat, it's
Yeah.
never really that hard.
Yeah, and you also
There's
gotta,
a-
if you actually do want to get all your bounties, you have to like pay somewhat close attention, because one of the things I messed up on is like literally in the first couple levels or whatever, I killed like several of the people I was supposed to like collect a bounty on.
You can still
Like,
collect them
fuck.
though, if they're
Yeah.
dead.
Well, see, I didn't collect them. That was the problem.
Uh,
Like, because I think you have to go up to their body or whatever and acknowledge it somehow. But
yeah, like scan them with your little face visor bullshit.
yeah, and like afterwards, I'm like on the third or fourth level, and I finally realized that I've fucked up. I was like, damn it. So,
Vulva Fat.
all right, you guys want to get to the raid now since we're 20 minutes in?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Well, I mean, there's not gonna be a lot of plot in this
Yeah.
movie, so that's why I was kind of
When I watched it,
stretching it out.
I kind of expected a little bit more in terms of just from what I had heard, because I didn't really do a whole lot of research before I picked this. I just heard it was a good movie, and I knew it was like an action movie, and that it had something to do with, like a die-hard big building situation with like the police. But I really didn't know that it was going to be like a straight up like kung fu action movie. But it was, and that the story wasn't
Okay,
a big deal or anything.
this is some of the best action that I've seen in a martial arts movie.
Yeah.
Since like probably the first time I'd ever seen Jet Li in an American movie.
I'm
Like
actually
it
kinda
just blew my
surprised.
fucking mind.
I'm surprised neither one of you have ever seen this. This is like my third time watching this movie.
I'm
And
surprised you've
I'm not
actually
really
seen this, Cody.
Yeah, I'm not an action guy really. So, but I think the first time I saw it was like, I don't know, it was probably over 10 years ago now. My friend Carrie, had like asked me if I wanted to watch it. It was one of those instances where, yeah, I guess, I'll watch it. And I was like, oh man, this is like fucking awesome. This is fantastic. And I ended up watching it again, I think maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I think it was on like one of the streaming services or whatever, and I watched it then. But yeah, you're right. I mean, the action is just, it's great. And I think for years, people rave about, there's one particular like scene, and I think it's in like, I want to say it's the scene like when they're going down the hallway, and there's just like a shit ton of people.
Yeah, and he's
fighting
like,
them, right?
and it's just the main character, and he puts like the crippled
Yeah.
dude down. Yeah, that scene's really crazy.
Yeah, like people were like raved about that scene in particular for a long time, and also the soundtrack is done by Mike Shinoda, so
Yeah.
that's also a plus.
Yeah, for Cody.
So one
So
thing.
here's the thing: the action is fucking awesome, and now the main character is pretty dope. But I noticed from the word go when he started talking, Joe Townsend. Joe, of all the actors in this movie, and there's nothing against anybody else in this movie, Joe's the one. He's the guy gets his neck snapped fighting the little guy.
Yeah.
Uh,
That little guy's crazy,
Joe,
dude. Fucking.
that dude was fucking badass in this movie.
Yeah.
But Joe has the most presence of anybody in this movie, and this is why he became a Hollywood action actor. And he's if you don't recognize him, he plays Sub-Zero in the Mortal Kombat 2021 movie,
Yeah.
and he's done a few other things. He's in a show called Warrior that people loved. That was on Netflix. I mean, he's fucking awesome, Joe Townsend, and in this movie, he's incredible. But everybody else in the movie does a pretty good job for the subject at hand. I'm surprised this dude. I mean, this first time I watched this movie, that this dude didn't blow up. The main actor didn't blow up as like some fucking Hollywood sensation, like he was the next Jackie Chan or something.
Yeah.
Like he's fucking awesome.
Yeah. The main guy, Iko.
Yeah.
I guess is how you pronounce that. Yeah, I was trying to.
Yeah, why don't you try that again?
Iko, Uwami.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Iswomi.
Oh, boy.
Hikomi.
Eco. Okay. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Okay, so
I
UI Korini.
Just call him Rama because that's his name in the movie.
Wait, hold on. How do you pronounce that? Oh boy.
Rama.
Oh boy.
You pronounce it raccoon.
Oh yeah.
Kaboom.
Oh boy. What is that, Lance? What is that from?
Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
One of the Ginyu Force.
When the fuck does that happen? Oh boy.
That's it. He's a
part
Ginyu
of the
Force.
Ginyu Force.
They're on Namek.
Yeah. Why does he
He's
say that?
He's the tall guy with the red hair. And that's his name. It's Raccoon.
No. I mean
Raccoon.
the oh boy thing. Like I could swear that's from something.
no.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Cody can cut the story if he wants, but there's a family member. I'm sorry. Every time I tell a story, I crack up. I'm sure I've done it on this podcast. But I had a family member that I was eating dinner with, and we were eating Wendy's, and they had gotten chili
Yeah.
and some double stacks. I got me double stacks, a large fry, whatever. So I'm eating my food, and I'm on my phone, not paying attention. They're eating the chili. And then out of the corner of my eye, I'm not paying attention. They put down the chili bowl, and they go, "Oh boy."
Ooh boy. He's about to shit. That's awesome.
No, he already shit.
Wait.
He shit himself. And then
How does that tie into mispronouncing somebody's name, though?
hold on. So he walks past me, and then I notice he goes in the bathroom. Then I hit the smell. I'm like, golly damn, he farted, And then next thing I know, he's taking a shower. So he comes out, he's dressed and everything, and he sits down and I go, "Did you shit yourself?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I'm like, so the whole time he goes, "Oh boy."
Oh, boy.
And every time I tell the story, I get tears in my eyes. I don't know why I find it so funny. It's
because your eyes are remembering the smell.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. I remember I was trying to tell my buddy Rolando that I drive to work and back and forth from time to time. I was telling him that in the train parking lot, and I'm crying, and I can't see where I'm driving at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
So,
How does that tie into mispronouncing somebody's name, though? How does that make you
I
think?
have no idea.
Oh boy.
No, like the way you were like mispronouncing a foreigner's name. I was like, oh boy, we're gonna get in
Oh
trouble.
boy.
But the Hugh boy is it's burned in my brain from hearing that day. He's just,
Oh boy.
it was so subdued. He was like, oh boy.
Why would you? That's such a nonchalant thing. I always think about. I don't know if you were there, but I was thinking about the one time when we were at the Dollar General, and I know Savannah was there, and this old dude, I guess he came in and he's looking for the bathroom or something, and he was like, I guess he shit himself, and he was like, he came up to somebody, or I forget, somebody asked him what was wrong. He's like, I almost shit my britches. But
Oh,
yeah.
I wasn't there for that one, but you mentioning some kind of story with that store and shit. I am so thankful I don't work there. Like even on my rough days at train,
Yeah.
I could never fucking ever think about like wanting to go back to the store and deal with that again.
Yeah, the nightmares.
I had
The nightmares have stopped for me. I don't know if they have for you though.
well, dude. Ironically, I had a fucking. It wasn't a nightmare. It was really fucking weird. I mean, Savannah's not gonna listen to this podcast, so it's fine. But, I woke up and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" It was a dream. I was still working at the store, like in present day, like I'd never quit. Fucking Squidward, and Cody knows who I'm talking about, came in the store. She had divorced her husband because he was cheating on her or some shit like that. And it was a whole. I'm like, oh, it was so fucking confused. Like I haven't talked to this chick in like 9 years. Like I haven't even thought about it. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I woke up and I had another dream that I thought I did shit myself. Ironically, I had farted in real life, so I actually got up and went to the bathroom. Like, let me go make sure, man, because I farted. I'm like, wait a minute, did I just shit? I literally woke up from like a dead sleep. I'm like, oh no, it finally happened. Oh.
Yeah,
This is why I don't sleep nude. I don't want to take a chance to have to fart, and that's not a fart.
a wet dream, a brown wet dream.
Ugh. That's not a wet dream, baby. That's a sludgy dream.
My last dream about the store was I forget exactly what it was, but I was like stuck on register. Like I don't remember how, but somehow like I literally could not leave. Like even if I was going to quit, I could not leave. And that was my last nightmare. It was a little more detailed than that, but it's been like maybe a year or so.
Dude, I used to have a reoccurring dream at least once every 5 years where I had this one jackass I worked with. He's like fucking 5'1", this little short dude. He was a smart ass too.
Yeah.
And he kept letting people into the store.
Anthony.
Like it was 10 o'clock. It was Christmas Eve. And he was letting people in the store in my dream. And it's like fucking 5 o'clock in the morning. They can't get anybody out. Everybody just keeps coming in. He did that one time, like in real life on Christmas Eve. We closed up at like fucking, at the time we closed early, so it was like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's closed up. And we're counting down the tills, right? And the next thing I know, I see some dude walking around the store. And then this guy who I've told stories to Cody about and you about, this guy named Nick, who was a stalker for us.
Mm-hmm.
He came up. He calls me Lansky. I don't know why. He goes, Lansky, you'll never believe it. Oh my God, you're never going to believe it. And I go, fucking what, man? I want to go home. He goes, Justin just let some guy in the store. And I go, what the fuck? I had to go tell the guy. I told him, I'm like, dude, you got to go, man. He goes, well, why did he let me in? I go, I have no idea, but we're closed. We're trying to go home. He got mad because he had to walk all the way to Walgreens. So I talked to Justin before he left. I'm like, dude, what the fuck happened? I told you not to let anybody in. He goes, I know, man. I told him we were closed. And then he said, I just got to get a few things. And I go, all right, man, come on in. Just like that. No fight, no argument, nothing.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, come on in, man. I'm like, you son of a bitch, man. I was like, and so I had a dream about that like years
They
later.
always fucking lie about this shit. It's always like, I just need to get a few things, and then you're stuck for 30 minutes after.
No. I always tell Savannah, like, don't be fucking nice about that shit. Tell them to get fucked. Like, nice stops at 10 o'clock when the store closes. I'm not letting you in to shop for another 5,
Yeah,
10 fucking
anybody
15
who's out
minutes.
shopping at 10 p.m. is definitely like a crackhead. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Well, I wouldn't say that. When Walmart was open 24/7, I used to go in Walmart just hang out
Yeah,
like 3 o'clock.
I feel like that's different, right? Because I feel like a normal adjusted person is going to be like, yeah, I'll just go to the store that's open 24 hours. I'm not really inconveniencing anybody. Nobody wants that added pressure of being like, I'm going to go to the store that closes like in 10 minutes and shop.
Yeah, it was fucking wild, dude. I never had that dream that the tornado hit the store that I was inside the store with a couple people, and there's like 200 dead bodies in the store, and they still wanted me to open it the next morning.
Dollar General
Like,
would do that, though.
I'm stepping over dead bodies.
That's real.
Yeah, they would.
They're like a
Dollar
Waffle House with that shit, where Waffle House is like, as soon as the power gets on, you get back to work.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I tell you one thing: after a tornado hits my house, I definitely want a waffle. So
Yeah.
So real quick, the movie The Raid. How did you hear about this movie?
Me.
No one cut right back to it.
So, I had heard about this movie, I think, either through just kind of over time, people. Dude, what was that?
I just did the ooh thing. I apologize. Ooh.
I heard about this movie probably through just over time, people talking about it. Like, maybe I'll listen to a podcast. They'll be like, "Yo, I just watched The Raid. That movie was awesome," or mentioning it in relation to like some video game or something like that. That's usually that's kind of how I heard about it. It's been on my radar for a long time. It's just I never got around to actually watching it. What about you guys?
That's the first time I ever heard about this fucking movie right now.
Interesting. What about you,
No,
Cody?
I already told you how.
Yeah,
Like
I guess.
already said, but
I guess
my friend Carrie at the time had introduced me to it.
Oh, okay.
So Joe Towsend, after this movie, The Raid, was in Fast and Furious 6, which came out in 2013.
Yeah.
So I guess that movie launched his career, pretty much.
Isn't the little dude is in Star Wars, right? I don't remember where, but
He might be.
he's
on.
in The
When
Force
y'all say the
Awakens.
little dude, who are you talking
Mad
about?
Dog. Mad Dog. He's
Oh,
a mad
okay.
dog.
That's what I was thinking, but I just wanted
guess-
to be sure.
I guess they're all little dudes.
Yes, he was The Force Awakens as Tazu Leech. He's the guy that he's talking to Han Solo. Is like when they confront him on the ship.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's like
Yeah,
the
that's
bounty.
him. I didn't realize
he's like the
that.
bounty hunter or whatever coming after him or something like that.
Yeah. Hey man, hell yeah.
He said, "I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna
He
kill
said, I'm
you."
Han Solo. I'm Han Solo.
Who's the old
Han
guy?
Solo.
Gareth Evans. Who in the fuck is Gareth Evans?
That's the director, but I don't know anything else he's done. Because I was looking, except Gangs of London, I guess he co-directed and co-wrote and created that. But everything else he has is just like some.
He did.
Well, he
Too.
did this movie called Havoc that stars Tom Hardy.
Yep. It's in Cantonese. Interesting. Anyways,
That film was filmed in 2021 and just released 4 years later.
21.
101, all four.
101 04 2837. I don't even think about that.
Dude, I cannot. Dude, I'll think about because I can't remember the numbers. I'll think about you saying that at train when I see some numbers. I go 101, 104. That's all I fucking remember.
I
Though.
can't.
And everybody
I
just
can't
looks at me like I'm
believe
fucking
I
weird.
remember the fucking numbers too. It's the funniest thing about it. 101 04 2837.
Cody's like, oh my god, like, hey man, you should have met the guy.
Yeah, old John.
He got busted for money laundering.
Yeah, that was a while ago. That when we were still working there.
Yeah.
he did. He's getting. I haven't. I wonder if he ever went back. I went back to that Dollar Journal not long ago, and I didn't recognize anybody in there. I was like, well, actually,
Yeah, they got a bunch. Savannah.
yeah. Well, no, she wasn't there. But I think I heard one of them say something about who's that other lady? Tia. I think they said her name or something.
Yeah, Tia.
I was like, I guess she probably still works here.
Yeah, she does. Man, I'm telling you one thing. I walked in there because we got temporarily laid off on Tuesday. It was just 4 hours because they didn't have any work for us.
Yeah.
And I went in there to surprise Savannah, and she was shut up. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to see who you're fucking, And I do that shit all the time, and she acts like she's fucking some big dude. Like I am the big dude.
I am the big dude.
And yeah, I saw. I didn't see Patrick. I was expecting to see Patrick.
That's who I saw last time I went there. Yeah, it was Patrick. It was at the front register, and he was still slow as shit.
Oh God, I couldn't imagine. It was funny. We were looking for Sarah, and she's in the back. So I hid in the produce cooler, and I grabbed Barry's walkie, and I told Savannah, I was like, "Hey, when you call her up here." I said, click the. I said, let me know on the walkie to come on out. And she says, I'll click the walkie a couple times. You know it. So the walkie started clicking. I opened the door. Sarah's like, oh God. She was always like, what are you doing in here? I'm like, I was hiding in the cooler.
I was looking for the milk.
I've been living in there.
Looking for the eggs.
Yeah, your $6 a carton eggs.
It's fucked.
Thanks, Elon. Hashtag.
Yeah. Dirty bastard. So anyway, I guess we should get back to the movie. So,
well, I'm trying to think how to frame this movie. So, you think it's an Indonesian like SWAT squad that's going in to take over this drug lord.
Yeah,
they're not authorized. So it turns out,
the old dude, the old dude who looks like a white guy.
Yeah,
he does look white.
They go in under the team is going in under the premise after being told that they were sent there specifically to take out this crime lord. I don't really know exactly what they do, but they're being sent there to take out this crime lord. In the process of going in through the building, they find out that the lieutenant actually never told, they were never directed to do this, and it's all under this lieutenant's direction that they are doing it, and so they can't call for backup because of that.
Is it ever fully explained what he's? I mean, I just assumed he's getting some kind of kickback or whatever, but
yeah.
Well,
so
at the end,
he was sent.
He was told to kill this guy.
Yeah, he was being. He went okay. So it's like it's a double twist sort of. So the lieutenant was sent there by someone else to get rid of this crime lord, right?
Yeah.
Because basically he was told, hey, if you go in and get rid of them, then we'll give you. I think it's another crime lord that sent him there, but it turns out that they didn't actually want him taking him out. They wanted him to die in the building.
Yeah.
To
cut a loose end.
Right. So, and that's why at the end when he has I can't remember the guy's name, but like the crime boss in hand, he tells him, he's like, yeah, you're never supposed to leave this building, and even if you do,
so
leave,
it's
you're
supposed to be
anyway.
It's supposed to be YU, the guy, the lieutenant.
Yeah.
It's his corrupt superior, Reza. So that's not made. You're just told that it's Reza that sent him up. It's like, you think you're going to be made with him? It's like you're always going to be looking up at him. It's like, if you kill me, you're going to go back to a gun being into you.
He ends up telling what you say his name was, YU?
What?
I think it's WAHYU.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so they end up the crime boss tells them, you're right, like, yeah, you're not gonna be brought up with them, and that's what I'm saying is like, he's like, if you get out of here, you're still gonna end up dead. And I think he says something like, they're either gonna welcome you with a gun pointed at you, or with a pillow over your face while you sleep. So it was all a setup, and I don't it's unclear. It's unclear if the corrupt superior who sent him there even wanted the crime boss killed, or if, well, the crime boss says he spoke to him, right? He spoke to Reza or whatever, so he knew that they were coming. So I think the whole plan was, oh well, we need to get rid of this lieutenant, and this is the easiest way to do it to make it look like it was, part of the job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so that whole thing, that's pretty much kind of like the plot summed up, and then you just have the most awesome badass fight scenes.
There's another subplot though, because I love how they set it up when they're in the truck on their way there, because they're like, okay, they're breaking it down, right? They're like, all right, you have the crime boss that we're going after, but be careful because he has like his own sort of lieutenants basically at his side. You have Mad Dog, who is kind of just like out of control, crazy, and will literally take you down with no issues. But then on the other side you have what is the character's name? Shit. I think it starts with a K. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some pin in it. Andy. So I was completely wrong. It's Andy. On the other side, you have Andy, who is more like the brains between the two, and he's the one that kind of keeps Mad Dog in check. Well, then it come to find out later on that Andy is actually the main character's brother, and they hadn't seen each other in years or whatever. So, but yeah, there's that whole subplot, and it kind of feels like, to me, I always kind of dig plots that have like, it's like having a boss encounter within the movie. You know what I mean? And like a sub boss. Because they have the fight with Mad Dog.
Yes, crazy ass lieutenant. He's a Mad Dog.
Yeah,
he's like he's more badass than the actual boss, though. Really, the actual boss got fucking totally got his little head blown off or whatever.
And the Mad Dog fight is awesome.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. That's like,
yeah,
that's what really surprised me about this movie is like, I mean, I like action movies and shit like that. Like I like some John Woo movies and stuff, but I've never really gone super hard for like, the kung fu kind of crazy action movie, John Wick type shit. But in this, I don't know, it was so fluid and so well done, and it kept it really interesting. Like, they stabbed the dude in the neck, and like he's still fucking going for it, dude. He's got like blood squirting everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it doesn't slow him down whatsoever. Yeah. And I mean, he's holding his own against two people and two guys, and one of which you've seen, take out a building full of people.
Yeah.
So, he's definitely, like, they weren't kidding when in the beginning of the movie.
He's got that.
They tell him, like,
he's a mad dog, man. Put him down. He's got that little man energy.
Put him down.
Put him down. But yeah, and I mean, one of the things that really works is that the camera angles aren't, like a lot of action movies and stuff. I always feel like there's too much camera cuts a lot of times, and you have these, especially with action movies. I feel like with like big celebrities where it's like they're not martial artists or anything like that. They'll have like lots of cuts and shit. And this one, it's pretty smooth. So, you get the feeling, and I'm sure it's probably the case that these people are actually doing these moves, and they're at least all generally in one take.
Yeah, and something too. A lot of times with action movies, they have a lot of fight scenes and stuff. There's a lot of wire work being done, right?
Yeah,
and at least for the most part in this movie, it's hard to tell if any wire work is done at all until the Mad Dog fight. And there's like one instance in that fight that's just like, it looks kind of awkward. It's the moment where Mad Dog, like, I think he jumps up to hit Andy maybe, and Rama like grabs him by the leg and then like kind of like floats him and like slams him down onto the ground. It's toward the end of the fight, but it just looks awkward. You can tell it's done with wires and stuff just because of the way he's moving. But outside of that, I think you're right. Everything works really smooth.
Yeah, that's another thing I was thinking of too is like wire work. You have that a lot too, and that's probably comes. I guess this movie didn't have a very big budget. It had a budget of $1.1 million. So
half of that went to Mike Shinoda.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
So I guess that was probably a factor in kind of how this movie was shot. But even the sets look really nice. I don't know where it was really filmed at. I don't know. It doesn't say on here. Sorry, I'm just trying to read this thing to see if it says it. But I guess it doesn't. It looks like it might even be on a stage or something. Like just on a sound, like on a set. But it looks pretty good for what it is. Like it looks like a beaten down, shitty little apartment block.
Yeah.
But
I like when they get that dude zip tied at the beginning and he shit his pants.
Oh yeah.
And you see his what?
I thought he shit his pants. It's like one of the
Oh
first
yeah.
apartments they go into.
The first one they go into and they go, ugh.
I wonder if he went. I wonder right
went,
before he
"Ooh."
did. He went, "Oh boy."
Oh boy.
He's like, "Oh boy."
Rama. When you think about it, Rama's kind of the cause for everything just getting out of control. Because he stops them from shooting that kid in the hallway, and then he runs through the door or whatever and yells that the police are here.
Yeah. Well, it's probably going to happen no matter what, really, when you think about it. Like, I mean, but it seems like they had a whole army of like devout, cop killers in their apartment complex that they owned. A landlord's dream.
There were some reused actors.
Oh.
That dude who shit his pants, he had like a big fro. He got killed at least twice in this movie that I saw. He just changed his shirt.
He got stabbed. He got up and he was like, "Oh fuck, I got one more in me."
He's like, I need to go ahead and wear my red shirt.
I think that most of the people in the apartment are just loyal to the guy that runs it all. With the only exception being like the guy that they catch at the door, and the one that's bringing medicine to his wife, and later lets them or hides them
it's
away.
The only level-headed tenant.
Yeah, and my read on that is like it's not like a lot of these people that live in the apartment where they're there. They're probably not. I mean, they're probably poor, but they're there and they like, okay, well, yeah, we're loyal to the guy that runs it, and but this guy's more like, well, my wife is sick. We can't. It comes off more like my wife is sick. We can't afford to live anywhere else, so we're here. But he's not necessarily like just blindly devout.
Yeah.
When it comes to this guy that's running the whole place.
Yeah. He seems like he's down on his luck and he doesn't want to be involved with no police and shit. But yeah, it's like a landlord's dream to have a bunch of devout foot soldier tenants who would
foot soldiers.
Yeah.
You mean
Tama,
like the Ninja Turtles?
Ninjas.
By the way, Tama is the name of the boss, the drug lord.
Tama. Oh, Tama. Dude, he's cool, dude.
He's like Tonga Loa, one of the bloodline members.
Yeah. That's basically the whole plot. We basically just went over the entire plot of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Cody's you guys want to get to the movie finally? I'm like, man, 15 minutes of plot.
Well,
that's it.
The main thing to talk about is like the set pieces, because this is a very set piece heavy film, right? So
yeah.
We've talked about the hallway fight and all that, but you've got when things kick off, when the kid runs through and gets shot in the neck, and the building's put on alert, man, it's just like the cops start getting wiped out super quick.
It's really tense in that moment too. The way they even though with the funny that's kind of the thing with this movie is that there's this, like, he shoots him through the door. Like, it doesn't ever get like overly like John Wicky ridiculous, but there's times where I think it touches on it. And like, you know, him shooting him through the thing is kind of like through the door. Gets him right in the neck.
He's like, yeah.
He's like, yeah, it was a kid.
He's like, you got me, partner.
They killed a kid, dude. That's fucked up.
He said, yeet.
What happened? Okay, so yeah, they have that part. The thing gets kind of overrun. I know they have the two sniper dudes who like are looking out the window or whatever, and they shoot those guys.
Yeah, and they start shooting a lot of the guys that stayed back on the lower floors.
And then that's the big fight where they're all like in that one room, and they take the fridge and everything.
Oh, yeah, where they put like the propane tank in it and the grenade. And I think that actually that wipes out a lot of the cops too that are in the room. It looks like.
That's why his buddy gets crippled or whatever, right? Whatever his name is. The only other cop to survive.
Is that what does it to him?
I think so.
Maybe you're right. I can't remember.
Stage the mission.
Exactly. I couldn't remember if it. Oh no, I was thinking maybe it was the Machete Gang, but they're running from the Machete Gang when they go and they hide in the guy's apartment. And the guy stabs it, and
oh yeah, maybe somebody gets him. I think somebody gets him in the leg or some shit like that. I think you're right.
Yeah, but you know when they're hiding in the wall.
Yeah,
and,
that one's good
starts,
too.
Like, randomly stabbing the wall. Yeah. Like, he gets him in the cheek, and I love the little touch of him. Like he puts his fingers on the machete as he's pulling it out, so it like pulls the blood off of the blade as he's like pulling it back through the wall.
Yeah,
so it doesn't give away that they're in there. It's like such a good touch because like I mean they could have easily just pulled it out and just completely ignored that fact, you know, but.
Ignore that shit. Yeah, and it's like if you really think about it, it's kind of goofy because if you think somebody's there, I don't know. Like I don't even know why he would even think that somebody was there, unless he saw like
the wall looks.
Yeah, the little bump in the wall
looks funny.
I guess they set that up.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that scene was good. The grenade with the little thing. They're just really tense and I think I saw like a review that said this is like a video game, and it's pretty accurate. The scenes, they're really fun. So after that, I'm trying to think.
10 years later, someone was like, you know that movie The Raid? I think I'm gonna make a game sort of like that. I'm gonna call it Sifu.
Sifu. Yeah, I've been meaning to play that. I think I keep seeing that. Is that really like this?
Yeah, it's very like it's a martial arts type thing. It's got a lot of that style to it. Now the story's not the same at all. Like but I'm just talking about like just from an action sort of standpoint.
I remember being pissed off that it wasn't about seafood. Thanks.
You're welcome.
What happens after that? I can't really remember. The propane.
Yeah, so he leaves.
Yeah,
that's the cop.
That's the
in the apartment.
The hallway scene, and then after the hallway scene, it's the machete through the wall thing with the couple, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, we get the twist that one of the boss's lieutenants is actually the brother of the main character, who, if you could believe it.
Yeah. Ripley's. Believe it
or not, dude. And that adds a layer to the drama. To the drama mama.
Yeah.
For Rama.
And all the while, the lieutenant, the police lieutenant, is making his way. No, I guess. Oh God, has Rama and the lieutenant and all them separated? I thought there was at one point where they find the lieutenant and he's like, you know what, from now on you're sticking with us side by side, and instead of like cowering, which is what he's been doing pretty much the entire time. Mm-hmm. And the lieutenant ends up making his way up to the main boss's office, but I guess before that, Andy and Mad Dog go back up, and Mad Dog's like dragging a cop with him that he's killed.
Yeah, it's like the sergeant. He killed Joe. He killed Joe. Jaka is the character's name.
Jaka, yeah. And whenever they get there, there's that really intense scene where the boss is like, you know, oh, you came here empty-handed, and ends up stabbing him through the hand and showing him like
he said,
you know,
show me your hands.
You better have washed up before dinner.
Show me your hands. Let me know. Yeah, and then he stabs him through the hand. His treachery is revealed very quickly. Then he gets his ass tortured, and then we have the fight in the cocaine place, the little warehouse. Right? That's what's next.
I think so.
And that one was pretty cool, but it wasn't as memorable, I feel, as a lot of the other ones. But it was still pretty cool. With them sliding on the table and shit, doing the kung fu kicks.
Yeah.
That was pretty sick.
And then they end up fighting Mad Dog.
Yeah, they go toe to toe with Mad Dog, and stab him in the neck with a fluorescent light bulb. I think it's cool.
I know the characters. I know the character is Mad Dog. I keep thinking about Mad Dog, the sports radio talk.
Isn't there a character on
He's
King of the Hill called Mad Dog in that one episode? There's an episode where Dale is like baking cookies for the gun, like his little gun club, and then there's a guy called Mad Dog.
Yeah.
So yeah, this shares the same universe as King of the Hill.
It's confirmed. This is why Khan left Indonesia and came to Texas.
Yeah, no, he's from damn it,
I don't care.
Laos.
Yeah, he's from Laos. He's like, Laos. I'm from Laos. You really like Hank Hill? You're like,
yeah, that's why I was making a joke earlier about Lance saying something like mislabeling an Asian actor or something, and I was like, yeah, you're just like Hank Hill and all of them because when Khan first shows up, they keep calling him like Chinese and Japanese. He's like, I'm the ocean.
Are you Chinese or Japanese?
Like, what ocean?
What ocean?
He's, I know you're from near the ocean, but are you Chinese or Japanese?
Are you Chinese or Japanese?
I always fuck with Rolando. He's Filipino, right? And it's pretty fucked up, like, what he had to go through over there. He worked for a Chinese corporation. They had to work 12 hours a day, and they got paid $10 a day. You couldn't sit down. You had to just keep working and shit like that. And like I say, he's got his two oldest kids with him right now. His wife and his youngest child is still over there. He's trying to save up enough money to bring them over here. And he's doing everything through the legal way. And
in this political climate?
I know it ain't gonna happen, unfortunately. I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna say that. I hope it does happen. Yeah. But he was telling me, like, the Filipino it's an Asian, like, I don't know, not state, but he's an Asian, like, colony that was taken over by the Spanish, because they speak a lot of Spanish over in the Philippines.
And they all have Spanish names and shit. And then we got it.
They do, and you know, but they all look Asian.
Yeah, and then we took over them from Spain. It's the same thing with South America. You know, like the reason why all of South America speaks either Spanish or Portuguese is because Spain and Portugal were like, hey, take Spanish names and speak Spanish and be Catholic now. I guess a bunch of them did move there, but not a whole lot, I guess.
It's funny. I don't ever think about like South America. Like, I mean, I'll hear about all these other different like we have some guy that works there at train that's from Haiti,
Yeah.
and he's French. Like, so he speaks French. He's not French. He's from
Yeah.
Haiti. But I always like fuck with him. His name is everybody calls him Louis. Evidently, his name has been Louis the
Yeah.
whole time. Like, so I do that. I do the Louis, and I always have my pinky up when I say it. Louis,
Louis.
Louis. And I'll sit there. He thought it was so funny because I'll sit there. You remember the line in Home Alone where she goes, "Kevin, you're what the French call les incompetents." And I told him, I'm like, Louis, you're what the French call les incompetents. And he goes, "You say that really well." And I go, "I know, man. I got it from a movie. I can mimic it. I don't understand it." So,
Les incompetents.
but then he goes, he says he came up and said something to me. I didn't know what the fuck he said. And I looked off into the distance that he was looking at, and I go, "We." And he goes, "That was Spanish." And I go, "See." He speaks like 4 languages fluently. It's incredible. But the South America, it's so wild. When I think about South America, I just think about like fucking like jungles
Yeah.
and like the Amazon and
Yeah.
shit like that. I don't think about anything like it being an actual
That's how
country.
Brazil and shit. They go, "Hey, Brazil." We listen,
Look at our Brazilian
we
waxes
listen
in
to
our
that
pussies.
fucking
Okay.
reggaeton. Or whatever they listen to.
And Sean Paul,
Yeah. Sean Paul.
temperature. Let me go. Let me go. Cody's like, guys, we're getting kind of that territory. I wish I could see Cody's face. Yeah, man. Okay, which is your favorite fight in the movie? I guess I should ask.
Mine's probably gonna go with. I did like the hallway one a lot. I thought that one was really cool, but I did also. Well, yeah, I think I like that one more just because of the sheer amount of people and how he's going through it. But the one with Bad Dog and Ram and Andy are pretty good too. Ram. Even
Yeah, those
How
would
about
be
you,
my
Cody?
choices.
Yeah.
Those would be my choices as well.
even the one where Mad Dog kills the sergeant cop is pretty cool.
Gaka.
Yeah.
That's my favorite because I didn't think Joe Townsend was going to get
Yeah.
killed. Because I mean, like I know of all these actors who becomes the biggest star of them,
He's
and it's him. I'm like, there's no way he's gonna get killed. And then I'm like, holy shit, he's about to get killed. Like, holy
he
fuck.
gonna get his neck snapped like Liu Kang.
Well, Johnny Cage actually Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess Liu Kang
In
and
Deadly, yeah.
Deadly Alliance. You're right.
Liu
my bad.
Kang is dead.
Look, I ain't gonna lie. The guy who plays
The guy who plays Raid,
Rama,
in that intro is cool. I'm sorry, I thought that's
you're-
what you were gonna say.
oh no, Raiden's badass in that. The
Yeah,
voice
the
of Raiden.
voice.
But Rama, the guy who played Rama, like I said, he should have been a bigger star. I'm like, I don't know how this dude didn't get into like, they didn't cast him in like at least a fucking Mortal Kombat movie. Like, holy shit, just something. Like, you could like dress him up as something. Hell, he probably would have been a better Raiden than the guy they had fucking play Raiden.
Raiden. Who played Raiden in the last one?
Nah, it ain't fuck. It's the guy who plays in the Thor movies. He's his little sidekick. I guess that's why they casted him as Raiden, because Thor is the god of thunder. So it's like, oh, this guy's adjacent to Thor. How about we make him Raiden in the movie? He's not funny. He doesn't have much personality.
Stupid.
Uh,
Sucks.
Stupid. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not trying to be tired. I woke up at like fucking 3:00 this morning. Yeah. I mean, that's about it. Like I said, there's not a plot. This movie's got a lot of bad action. Us not talking about the movie is not doing the movie justice. This is an action movie that kicks ass.
Yeah.
Like, without a doubt. The plot, I mean, I was enthralled with the plot. The only negative I got about this movie is I noticed about 20 minutes into it, I noticed with about 20 minutes left, and it does it throughout the movie. It does the fucking Sam Raimi shaky cam bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, it's the Sam Raimi / Kevin Dunn school of fucking videography, cinematography, where they just like they shake the camera when he's chopping with the axe goes with every move, the camera goes with every movement of the axe. I didn't like that when I started noticing it, but watching the action, and actually caring about like at least the two characters, Rama and Jaka. It like this is a great fucking movie to watch. Like this is a movie that watch with your bros. I don't think your wife's gonna like it. Your dad might like it. You're definitely going to have to watch it with English subtitles, unless you speak the native language, which I don't think anybody that listens to us does. But we have 42 subscribers on YouTube, so I mean, holy
Watch
shit!
it with your bros and your hoes.
Yeah, I know. And definitely don't play that new Kanye West song when you're watching it. That Mike Shinoda song at the end was pretty dope. But I watched. I don't know if Cody did this. I watched at the end of the credits, and they have an. I don't know if it's the same song or if it's a different song. They got another like person rapping on there, and it's a line in there. It's just like you're gonna shoot yourself, kill yourself, or some shit like that. I'm like, damn, it's kind of fucked up. What happens like 5 years later?
Yeah.
So yeah, Cody, you still there? You did. What happened?
I'm here.
Oh, I thought he said, "I'm dying. I'm dying, boys. Help me take this mask off. Let me look on you with my own eyes." So Cody seems a little bored. So yeah. Do you guys recommend the movie?
Yes. It's good.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Oh yeah.
And
It's the best quote unquote kung fu action. It's not kung fu, but it's the best like fucking martial arts action movie like I've seen probably 20 fucking years. I didn't know this movie existed. If I did, I would have watched it a lot sooner. Like this is awesome. Like if I'm gonna watch something with action back, I'll go back and rewatch this movie. I'll try to find it on Blu-ray to buy it somewhere. It's fucking awesome. I definitely recommend it.
yes, it was very nice.
Anyway, so everyone, thank you for listening. We're trying to draw this space remaining for recording 716 hours. Oh boy, thank God, guys. We can keep going. Um, I just want to thank everybody for listening to Filmoscopy. Everybody, thank you for listening, and as always, finish him
Off.
Ah.